What's up, fam? How y'all doing? This is your man, Jimmy L. Anderson, coming at you. You know how we do. Hey, today we're going to do something special today. We're going to prepare some lasagna. Now, there's different variations out there, but I'm going to make it my way. Check it. Now, you're probably asking, well, I can go to a restaurant. There's a couple reasons why, 4 benefits of making it yourself. Number one, first of all, you know who's cooking it. That's the most important thing. You don't know if that cook, he or she had a good day or a bad day. Forgot to wash their hands or whatever the case might be. Second thing you want to look at, sodium. That salt out there. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, that salt is killing people out there, so you got to be careful with that salt. Third thing, I would tell you, financially. Look at it, think about it for a minute. I know for my family, we go out, the stuff I got right here, not even a fraction of the cost of what it would cost to go inside the restaurant and eat. And then the last thing, the fourth reason is, you just feel good about yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to knock anybody, you know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to look out for you a little bit. But anyway, back to the sauce. The sauce is the most important thing I feel about the lasagna. Now, sauces can go from 10 minutes or maybe even 4 days, I heard. 3 or 4 days, I heard. Really. My particular sauce today went for 3.5 hours. Yes, 3.5 hours. That's all I do is sit around and watch sauce. I mean, I ain't got no job. But anyway, the sauce, because you want everything to blend in together. Okay? Now, what I did for my particular sauce, these are the following ingredients that I use. I use some 2 cans. It's actually displayed 1, but I actually use 2 cans of the tomato paste, as well as some diced tomatoes, as well as some tomato sauce. I use some oil. In addition to that, I use probably about 1.5 cups of some wine, red wine. I use some fresh tomatoes. Now going down here, I use a basil leaf. Also, I use some spinach. In addition to that, I use some mushrooms in which I chop those up finely, and as well as some zucchini, and then also a basil leaf, some fresh basils. That's what I did. The next item that I used were the ingredients were like some brown sugar, some red pepper, I use some white pepper, I use some rosemary, I use some dry garlic, and I use some oregano. And that's what I use to combine and make my sauce. And once I got that sauce going, I heated it up real high, then I turned it down real low and just let it simmer and just get ready. Now, the next thing I did was I got my 2 meats, a pound of ground beef as well as a pound of hot Italian sausage. I combined the 2. I went ahead and took my onions, white onions and red onions, about a big onion as well as a red onion, and I basically let those caramelize while I added the ground beef. Once those were caramelized, then I added the ground beef and the sausage mix. Then I mixed it up. In addition to that, I had the ginger too, the minced ginger. Then I went ahead and browned that off. Now, once I got that browned off, next thing I do, I went ahead and got everything drained. I drained the grease out of it. And while I was draining the grease, I actually used this and I started punching on it real quick. Not punching on it, well, I just started grinding on it on the ground beef to get it real fine. That's what I wanted to do. So that grease is going through, and plus I didn't want no clumps of meat. So I was breaking everything down. And then I kind of put that to the side. And then I actually, once the sauce came nice and simmered, I added the meat to that. You'll see that a little bit later when I bring out the ingredients as we do the assembly line. The next thing I did went to the fill. My base, I started off with some ricotta cheese. The whole thing of ricotta cheese, as well as some cottage cheese. In addition to that, I added some fresh parsley, as well as some Parmesan, as well as some mozzarella cheese, and also an egg in there. And I mixed all that together, and I stuck that in the refrigerator and let that chill and blend together. Then I went to my noodles, okay? From my noodles, I went ahead and heated these bad boys up, came to a boil for about 5 minutes, took them out, didn't cook them all the way, because they're gonna cook in the lasagna. And I stuck them in some cold water so they could kind of neutralize. Then I kind of put that to the side. Then I got my sausage out. Remember what I told you before with pork? You gotta be careful with pork, can't leave it out too long. But I got my pork, and I went and got some mixed vegetables, which includes some red cabbage, some white cabbage, some zucchini, some green peppers, some red peppers, just to spice it up and a little season. And basically, I'm gonna use that with the sausage when I start cooking the sausage. Now, I also want some cheesy garlic bread. So what I did was prepare this sauce. I've seen this on the internet. Basically, it is some parsley. It is some garlic. In addition to that, some oil. Okay? I took a bushel of parsley and maybe a quarter of this garlic right here, and I grinded all the stuff up and liquefied it kind of. That's going to be the sauce that's going to go on my cheesy garlic bread. In addition to that, I went ahead and greased this up. I'm gonna stick some fresh tomatoes in there, and I'm gonna bake those, and I'm also gonna season those up. And I'm gonna use that on top of the garlic bread as well too. And then I got some Parmesan, more Parmesan cheese, and a little butter too. And then here's my bread right here. Now, right now, I kind of went down and dirty a little bit, but that's okay, because now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clear all this stuff up, and I'm gonna set up the assembly line on how we make the lasagna. So you guys just hold on tight. We'll be right back in a few. Just give me time to get this situated, all right? Okay. Hey fam, come on a little bit closer. Hey, we got our sauce here. As you can see, right there, kind of thick right there. What we want to do is take our pan, we want to oil it down, okay, so nothing sticks, with a little oil. Then we go ahead and add our filling, our meat, just like that is so. There we go. Try to get it around and around, you know what I'm saying? Try to get it just, doesn't have to be all the way through. Try to get those corners in there where we can't reach. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our noodles and we're going to assemble those. So we're going to go right here. As so. Like that. Probably break it down just a little bit. Again. Take this, so we'll make sure it's overlapping so we don't let anything get out of there. We'll run one across here, as so. Alright, now moving on, we're going to take our filling right now. Here's our filling that was sitting in the refrigerator right over here. There we go. This was actually just for garnish out there, but we'll go ahead and take our filling and we'll put that in there. Okay? And like I said, there's different variations on what goes first, what goes in. This is just my way. This is just a technique that, hey, I feel comfortable with. And that's the whole thing with cooking, is what you feel comfortable with. Everybody's not going to do the same stuff. It's up to you on how, you know, you're the one who's preparing the meal. Why should you depend on somebody else? There, try to get that spread all over the place. A little quiet. Don't waste too much time. Then what I'll do is get that all the way around, as so. And next thing I'm gonna do is kind of try to get a little distribute all over the place. Now what I'm going to do, I got some Parmesan, slices of Parmesan, which I'm going to add. Some fresh Parmesan. And keep in mind, we do have a lot of cheese in there. That's why I didn't put that much salt. Actually, no salt in there. Alright. And so, and then we're going to throw some of this right here, sprinkle some of this on there, that around, and guess what? We're going to start the whole process all over again. So I tell you what fam, just stick around and we'll be right back and I'll have a finished product for you. Correction, not a finished product, but just with this assembly line portion. And I'll show you that and we'll go ahead and stick it in the oven. Alright. Hey fam, what's going on? Check it out. I already preheated my oven. It's sitting about 350 right now. We're gonna bake this. We're gonna bake this between 45 to maybe an hour. Okay, we're gonna bake it first. Initially, it's gonna be covered. I'm gonna take some foil paper and I'm gonna spray the foil paper so it doesn't stick on here. And then we're gonna go ahead and stick that in the oven for the first 40 minutes. And we'll keep our eye on it. We'll check on it. And while that's baking in the oven, I'll go ahead and get ready the other meats as well as clean up a little bit. Alright, so you guys just hold on tight and we'll be back in soon. Hey, what's up fam? Hey, welcome back. Hey, just pulled out the lasagna. You can check it out right now. We're going to let that cool down. Already went and take the foil paper and let it cook a little bit longer. Now what we're going to do is just let it cool down. While that's cooling down right now, I got my sausage in here. And those mixed vegetables that I talked about earlier, I'm gonna add those right now. That's that zucchini, the cabbage, some mushrooms, all of that right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stir fry that. And so. And yes, I did wash my hands. And as you know, I got a lot more vegetables in there. That's the whole plan. More vegetables. And I just kind of mix this around. Not that much sausage. More vegetables. And this shouldn't cook that long. Not at all. So I'll let this get all nice and tender. Remember, I don't want to overcook this. And while it's doing that, I'm going to take my tomatoes now. I went and seasoned those, and with some oregano and some parsley and some pepper, and I'm going to stick those in the oven. Because what we're going to do right now, we're going to get ready for our bread. Now everything is on track. So I tell you what, just hold on tight, and we'll be back with that bread real quick. Hey fam. Remember that earlier? We took our parsley, we had some garlic, and we had some olive oil, and we mixed that up. Now we're going to apply this on the bread. Went ahead and split the bread in half like that, as so. Got some foil paper underneath, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this bread up. We're going to let this cook a little bit. Got a nice green texture there. Okay. As so. Now you know me, I like the spices. Got to have the spices. So I got a little red pepper, and I also got some black olives. That's going to be a little bit later. So I'll sprinkle a couple of this, as so, on the bread. And I'll go ahead and tighten it up, like this. Go ahead and wrap it up. And what I'm going to do right now is going to stick that in the oven as so. Alright? And we'll be right back. Hey fam, I just pulled the bread out. Basically, I let it go in there for about 10 minutes. Open it up. Now I'm putting some cheese all through there right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it right back in the oven. And then once that's done, we are done. It's a wrap. Alright, so y'all just sit back and we'll be concluding in a few. Whoa! Open that up. 3. Hey fam. As you see, another successful day. I got some cheesy garlic bread with our sauce on there, as well as some tomatoes. Okay, hope you enjoy that. In addition to that, I've got some the sausage that we prepared. Okay, with all of our different mixed vegetables and stuff like that. All right, and then in addition to that, we got some red wine, and of course, we got the lasagna. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed yourself today. I know I have. Just keep on and stay tuned, and everybody just will be happy and just continue. Is that what I played? Really, man? Are you serious? You don't see I'm filming right here?
No, my stomach's kind of rumbling right now.
Slide that off here real quick. See, I'm gonna have to take a can of whoop. You know what I'm about to say. All right now, Facebook. Y'all take care now.